Hey guys, Lisa Callaghy here for another video on Study Island. So this video is to show you how to choose your own questions when you are scheduling a group session, specifically the SpaceRace group session with your students. Okay, so let's get started. As you can see on this page, it is my class and assignments page. You should know how to get to this page through your class manager. Once you are here, you're going to click on Add Assignment. All right, so from our assignment type page, we get to choose group session. Once we're here, we're going to come over to our last group session choice, and that is race, and click on Create Assignment. Okay, I'm going to title my assignment Space Race until I figure out what my topic is going to be. And here I'm going to choose, would like to select my practice questions. I'm going to change that to a yes. All right, and right now I'm going to leave my advanced options alone until I come back with my actual topic. So I'm going to go ahead and choose assignment options. And now I'm going to choose my New Jersey program, grade 5. I'm going to choose math. And let's see, I'm going to choose number patterns. All of the topics are links, and what it does is it links to Study Island's question bank. So here are the question banks for number patterns. You'll see there are two banks. One is called assessment questions. The other one is called practice questions. Now, the difference between the two is that one, assessment questions are questions that the students would have never seen, even if they have taken the Study Island practice number patterns before. These questions are not given during the practice sessions. So these would be brand new questions to the students. And then below are the practice questions, which are questions that the students could have been faced with if they had chosen number patterns as an assignment, or if you created an assessment with number patterns as the topic. So I'm going to open up the first question bank by clicking on the plus sign, and you'll notice that a list of questions appears below. Now, before I go into how to select the questions, I want to bring your attention over to the left side of your screen where you have some filtering. So the first type of filtering you have is a question type. So let me click on that drop-down menu and see. The only type of question under this particular topic is multiple choice, but other topics would have different types of questions, such as drag and drop, selecting a point, different types of tech-enhanced questions. So if you're looking for those types specifically, you would just check off that type. But for this topic, we're just dealing with multiple choice. That's fine. Next, we have depth of knowledge. You're able here to filter out the knowledge depth that you want your students to be faced with when they are answering these questions. Remember, it is a race. So something that requires the students to think more deeply, you probably are going to have to give them more time to answer the questions. And I'm going to show you how to do that after we select our topic. So I'm going to just choose recall because I'd like my students just to be able to recall information instead of practicing a skill or a concept. For this particular assessment, you have the choice to choose whichever one or both. Once I've filtered out my question types, I'm going to come down and look to see my questions that I have. For here, I only have one question, so that's fine. I will add that to my assessment. Notice again over here, drawing your attention to the left-hand side menu bar, you'll see one question is added. It tells me here how many questions that I've added to my assessment. So now I'm going to close this bank. I'm going to open up the practice questions bank. I will scroll down and find the questions that I would like to add to my assessment. By clicking add, the add button above the question, it tells me that I have added it. And that way I can tell from the top. If I wanted to remove it, I can also click on remove. It's important to realize that the question that you're adding is the question that falls below the add sign. Most of the time when we're clicking on adding questions or in other interfaces, you might find a button to add on the bottom, but here it is on the top. Just be aware. So I'm going to add these questions, and notice I only have 3 questions to choose from for my level 1 recall. So those would be my 3 questions that I would select for my assessment. I click on Save Selections. And now I'm going to copy, or I'm going to highlight Command C to take the topic title and add it to my assignment title in my General Info tab 1. I'm going to Command V in front of SpaceRace, hyphenate, and now I have my assignment title, Number Patterns, SpaceRace. Below, I have the ability to change some options here. The first one is to enable or disable a timer. The timer feature allows students a certain amount of time to answer each question. If I do not want students to have a time limit for each question answering, I would just slide this slider off, and now there is no time limit. I do, however, realize that this is a race, and being that students can get points based upon how quickly they answer the question, I'm going to keep the timer on, but I'm going to set the default timer a little bit high. I'm going to give them a little bit more time to answer the question. Instead of 30 seconds, which is default, I'm going to give them 45 seconds. Next, you have the choice of enabling a nickname. This allows the students to be anonymous when they are participating in the challenge. So enabling nicknames will allow the students to pick from a bank of nicknames, that Study Island provides for your students. So clicking on yes allows the nickname bank to be available for students when they are signing into your group session. Finally, you have the ability to turn on or off questions that are multiple choice. So if you do not want your students to have multiple choice questions, you could turn that off. Once you're finished with your advanced options, click on Assignment Options, which would bring you back to that page where we chose our assignment, and then you could click on Classes. Now you're able to select as many classes as you'd like to assign this assignment to. Remember, it is a group session and it is a challenge space race. Once you're finished assigning it to all of your classes, you click on Save. Remember, you do not have to assign them to all of your classes. It could just be for one class, and then you can go ahead and create another group session for another class. When your session is created, you'll notice under Class Assignments, the title of your session, your group session, and you have under your Actions button the ability to launch the assignment or the group session. Once you launch it, this opens up the group session for students to join. Okay, I hope this was helpful, guys. Have a great day and stay safe.